Hello friends, this is Music Man from his man cave. Excuse me, I just have a question. Who owns you? Now, all my life I've heard that you want to save, you want to invest money and so forth because you want to own yourself. I find that very amusing and very hilarious because from the time you're born until the time you die, somebody owns you. So let's talk about those issues right now, shall we? Music Man coming at you. Now, Music Man from his man cave, I don't mean to get all negative here, but we got to talk about the reality of this life and the goals and the things that we've been talking about this summer and my stupid with money. And I will throw some little things in there every now and then when I run across them for my subscribers and for your information. But the first thing you have to realize is that you are not truly free. You never are. You are owned. Probably the most free people are the homeless people that wander the streets. And do you want to live like them? I don't think so. So for you to have a nice home, or a modest home, for you to drive a car, for you to have clothing, for you to have food on the table, somebody owns you. So let's talk about the first one, the first matter of ownership. Well, debts. When you go into debt for any reason, for a car, for credit cards, for miscellaneous items, take out a loan at a bank, you may not realize this, but you are literally you're signing a document that you are a slave to the lender. This is a biblical principle, and it's accurate. You're actually a slave. You're signing over that for a certain amount of time, they dictate to you how hard and how much you work. They lord that over you. It puts pressure on you. You have to go to that job. Why? Because you owe. If you are laid off, what's stressing you? That you owe people, and they're going to do what? They're going to come after you, and bankruptcy laws are no longer as lenient as they used to be. So that is the reality. Anytime you sign your name on that dotted line, you're putting like another chain on. You're putting yourself under heavier bondage. And so our goal is to slowly release those chains until by the time you retire, you're only owned by a few individuals, or I don't know if you really call them an individual. There's three persons that you're going to want to be owned by when you retire. No more. And some of you might allow more, but I have three that basically are who I'm going to be owned by, and that's my goals when I retire. That there's a certain independence, and I want to be able to do things rather than own things. It's just what I want to do. And so how do we get through this? Well, we'll talk about it. But first you've got to come to the reality that you are owned. You are a slave. And there's a lot of movies that are tied into this theme that you'll watch. And they're actually talking about, metaphorically, this life. And some people have no problem being in high bondage, being a true slave. The deeper in debt you go, the deeper the slavery, and the longer it's going to take you to get out of that slavery. So that's what this next series is going to be about. Who owns you? We'll talk about who owns you and how there are some that you can get out from under and never be owned. Never have to worry about it. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about living simpler, right? We're talking about getting out from under bondage, right? We're talking about getting to a point where you only have the people that own you that is absolutely necessary. And I know some of you right now are going, what? Nobody owns me, buddy. Are you out of your mind? I'm not owned. I'm sorry, but you're going to see as we go through this and the next few blogs that, yes, you're owned. You're owned. Sorry. Here it comes.